I got to go back to this. I love that. I love that. Very nice, Carrie. Good morning, risers. Welcome to the program. Glad you're here today. Oh, God bless you. God bless you, each and every one. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday to everybody. And welcome to a Monday. We've got lots to talk about today. Oh, tonight I will be at 6 o'clock. I will be at the Convention of States meeting at the Hangar at 6 p.m. I will be doing a little bit of speaking and just encourage you to come. It's going to be a good time. Thank you to Denise for inviting me to that. And so I look forward to that, seeing everybody there. Make sure you go to these meetings. And tomorrow night is the Board of County Commissioners. Yeah. It's madness. All right. Yes, Denise, you're welcome. PSA, don't point out pedos by name or people will feel sorry for them. Get offended and threaten you. I saw that. Mary. Yes, and I'm tired of the rain as well, but I don't think it's over anytime soon. Your forecast today, variable clouds, scattered thunderstorms, high near 84, chance of rain 50%. Then tonight, partly cloudy, winds light and variable, low near 73. Did I say that? Tomorrow, partly cloudy, stray shower, thunderstorm possible, high near 87. Presently, it's 73 in Milton, it's 79 Gulf Breeze, 77 Navarre, and 76 in Pensacola. God bless you. My name is Nick Stewart. This is Sunrise Santa Rosa. Welcome, risers. I would have been, yes, it is. Maybe, I think someone's going to live stream it. So you can catch it that way. Telephone number to call is 850-771-0049. Good morning. All right. So, yeah, lots going on that we need to kind of cover. Here's the weird thing. I don't think I find it weird. Just it's kind of angering. Gulf Power customers will have up to a $13.2 million costs in related to utilities COVID-19 measures under settlement approved this week by the Florida Public Service Commission. You'll have to cover $13.2 million in costs. Settlement includes safety-related measures and bad debt expenses because the utility did not disconnect non-paying customers between March and November of 2020. Now, nothing's been said about reimbursing those who have rental property and your people who didn't pay. But Gulf Power gets paid. A multi-billion-dollar company, they're getting their money. The Office of Public Counsel representing consumers entered into a separate stipulation and settlement agreements with the Gulf Power Company on issues concerning their petitions to change or charge consumers for COVID-19 costs. Under the settlement, Gulf Power can only claim COVID-19 expenses up to the $13.2 million. Only $13.2 million. Any other costs associated with the pandemic or otherwise incurred after through the end of 2021 will be categorized as a separate event. COVID-19 cost recovery won't appear as a separate line on a customer's bill. Instead, the funds will be recovered over 3 years as part of the fuel and purchase power recovery clause. So there you go. You're going to be footing a bill for COVID. It wasn't a vacation. To add insult to injury, you're going to pay Gulf Power's bills. You like that? You like that? Do you like that you're going to be footing the bill for COVID? And it's hurricane season. And they've upped that. They've upped the number of storms. And so there you go. And so you're going to be paying for down power lines and poles, and it's not like it's built into it. And fuel increases. Get used to your power bill being higher. Not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan. And we're in summer months. There you go. Former President Donald Trump easily won the 2024 presidential nomination poll at the Conservative Political Action Committee this weekend. Happened in Texas. Trump, who's repeatedly flirted with making another presidential run in 2024 to try and return to the White House, captured 70% of the ballots cast in the anonymous straw poll. That's a boost from the 55% support he won in the hypothetical 2024 Republican primary matchup in late February. He said, I want to personally thank each and every one of you for your incredible support. He gave the Dallas event's keynote address minutes later. Ron DeSantis came in at a distant second at 21%. No one else in the 19 potential 2024 Republican White House contenders topped 1%. Now, there's a slew of them that hit 0%. Mitt Romney was at the very, very bottom. Interestingly enough, in the 1% was Rand Paul and Tucker Carlson. Yeah. So the straw poll is out. Trump got 70%. No, 66%. 70%. So there you go. He did well. Let Biden give them all a wee bit from all the government was wasting on for them. No pronouns. That's for Gulf Power. Oh, they're not streaming live tonight. Okay. That's all right. It'll come up later. Very good. I was misinformed. Trump's getting support because he finally started his rallies up. Yeah. It makes a difference. It do make a difference. And I don't know. If Trump is out of the nomination, this is how it stacks up. So they took Trump out of the formula, and this is how it stacked up at that point. DeSantis grabbed 68%. Mike Pompeo 5%. Ted Cruz 4%. South Dakota Kristi Noem at 3%, and nobody else top 2. So there you go. Just interesting. Let's see, did I get that? Well, how come it changed on me? So there we go. Aren't you glad we spent thousands of dollars on noise control because you have roads that look like this? This is River Birch Road off Bergen. You can see the potholes as being washed away. Look at that big drop off into that ditch. That's hard on your vehicle. And there's no light at night. And so there you go. You're spending tens of thousands of dollars, like $38,000 to $50,000 on decibel readers. And you have roads that look like this. Good job, BOCC. Good job, BOCC. Wow. Does that bother anybody? It should. It should. Colorado State University has updated its forecast for the 2021 season. The seasonal forecast continues to call for more active than normal season. 15 more named storms. 5 have already been formed, including Elsa. The tropical weather climate research page from Colorado State posted, we have increased our forecast slightly, 15 storms, and continue to forecast an above average 2021 Atlantic Basin hurricane season. Make you feel good? I'm full of good news today. It should bother you, Sam, that they are spending money on decibel readers and not infrastructure. And let me ask you a question. Does noise affect more people than a bad road? I don't know. The Beatles are over the noise ordinance. The Beatles. It'll cost the courts if people fight the complaint. Yeah. And they should fight the complaint. Yeah. You need that mud hydrated. Oh my gosh. Rabies virus can cause a nearly 100% fatal illness in humans and other mammals. The virus is present in some wildlife in Florida and can spread to unvaccinated pets, which then pose a high risk to the pet owner and their family. The main wildlife resource of rabies in Florida are raccoons and bats and this moron. Infected raccoons and bats can expose people, pets, livestock, and other wildlife to rabies, typically through bites. Outside cats are by far the most common domestic animal found to have rabies in the state of Florida, largely because they're often not kept up to date on rabies vaccinations. Dogs, cats, ferrets, maybe he's a ferret, are required by law to be vaccinated against rabies in the state of Florida. So there you go. None. It's all climate change. And it's caused rabies in, he's got rabies. He's foaming at the mouth, or it's a cheesy mustache, one of the two. But you needed, yes, we already have noise ordinances in place, but you needed a clarification on it, and you need enforcement on it with $1,000 worth of noise ordinance equipment. He's got rabies. That is a terrible mustache. Okay. Just saying. Atticus Finch. Santa Rosa County Animal Services has received a $15,000 grant from Petco to purchase medical equipment for new surgery suite to spay and neuter 200 community cats. Maybe you should be spayed and neutered. Beginning Monday, July 12th, citizens can register up to 3 community cats for this program. Cats must weigh at least 3 pounds at 3 months of age or older. In addition to spay and neuter, cats will also receive rabies vaccination. Let me see. It'll be chipped. A tipped ear indicates a community cat's been altered. So they'll tip the ear, and there you go. We need the it's decibel, Christine. I know it's probably spelled check. Yes, we needed the decibel readers because we have no common sense. Yeah. Yeah, you know that the BOCC -1 is against you and your property rights. They're against you. That's why they need decibel readers to come to your property and keep you in line. Because you're out of control. And it's about control. By the rabies man. The soulless rabies man. All right, so there were 208 new COVID cases reported in Escambia County over the last week by the Florida Department of Health. That's about twice the number of positives, 105 reported in the week prior. Florida Department of Health has moved from daily to weekly reports and removed the COVID-19 dashboard. They removed the dashboard. The state is now releasing a weekly report with local data limited only to number of cases and positivity rate. The number of deaths by county or cases by local cities and communities has been removed. I wonder why. I wonder why that is. Maybe because it's not happening. I wonder. Here's the latest data. Escambia County cases, there's 208 more with a positivity rate last week of 10.2%. Santa Rosa County cases, 107 plus, and that's a 9.3% positivity rate. And you can't find out how many's in the hospital, and you can't find out how many have died from it because it's not there. Otherwise, this is a weekly report. The 60 dB will not withstand court approval. So fight them. Fight them. The show parks, yes. I understand. They are not accurate, and there are false positives. You are correct. But that's not stopping them. That's not stopping them, Denise. You know what's going on. Let me get to this. The nation's top infectious disease expert expressed horror on Sunday over attendees of a conservative political conference, loudly applauding the inability of the federal government to hit its vaccine goals. With new variants of COVID-19 now surging in areas with low vaccination rates and right-wing media promoting vaccine hesitancy in its viewers, the Conservative Political Action Conference in Texas invited noted COVID contrarian Alex Berenson to fearmonger about the safe and effective coronavirus vaccines. Speaking on the CPAC stage on Saturday, Berenson prompted cheers from the crowd when he boasted that the government was hoping that they could sort of sucker 90% of the population into getting vaccinated, and it's not happening. And then everybody bursted into applause. During an appearance on CNN's State of the Union, Fauci lamented over the inexplicable pushing back against the vaccines from certain sections of the population. Furthermore, he took issue with the accusations that the Biden administration was going door to door to force people to get vaccinated. How dare they say that when they are? What is this? Illegals are being flown everywhere, not tested. Are they vaccinated? Nope. And ivermectin has 100% cure rate if used within 48 hours onset. Yes, but that doesn't get them any money. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. It's okay for billionaires. What are we talking about? I know. We do miss the mean tweets, Heather. I would pay anything for that. I'd even pay $2 gallon gas. Not $3. Joe Biden's administration is launching a new door-to-door scheme to push Americans to get vaccinated after failing to meet its 4th of July goal of having 70% of adult population with at least one shot of coronavirus vaccine. Yay. Yay. Yes, washing your hands does get rid of it. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said on Tuesday that the administration has launched strike forces to go door to door to convince people to get their vaccines. She called it a strike force. So we had set a goal of reaching 70% of adults, Psaki said. We're continuing to press to reach it, and we will in the next couple of weeks for adults over the age of 18. We will reach it. But our work doesn't stop there. We're going to continue to press to get 12 to 18-year-olds vaccinated, to continue to work with communities where there are lower vaccination rates. That's one of the reasons we initiated these strike forces. Sounds ominous, does it not? To go to communities and work with them to determine what they need, to take a localized, specific approach and work with elected officials and communities. If the number of cases continues to trend upward, there are circumstances under which the White House would reimpose some of those restrictions. As cases tick up, or that would be up to the states? Well, she was asked that by a reporter. Well, states are going to have to make evaluations, and local communities are going to have to make evaluations about what's in their interests. So they want to cram it down your throat. Let me see if I've got those. I got a couple clips here to show you, because it's wild. It is absolutely the wildest thing ever for them. It's scary. Let me see if I can find it very quickly. Here you go. Here's one of them. This is Jen Psaki talking smack at a press conference.
Updates for you at the top here. After the president is briefed by his COVID-19 response team this afternoon, he will speak to the American people about the strong progress that the country has made in recovery because of its robust vaccination campaign, as well as the importance of every eligible American getting vaccinated, especially as the Delta variant continues to grow among unvaccinated people across the country. By the end of the week, the United States will be nearing 160 million people fully vaccinated, which the president will touch on today as well, which is critically important as fully vaccinated people are protected against the Delta variant. He will also stress how the administration will continue its effort to work with governors, local leaders, and across the public and private sector to get more Americans vaccinated by making vaccines available in more healthcare settings and respond to hotspots. The president will outline 5 areas his team is focused on to get more Americans vaccinated. 1, targeted community-by-community door-to-door outreach.
Targeted by community door-to-door outreach.
Remaining Americans vaccinated by ensuring they have the information they need on how both safe and accessible the vaccine is. 2, a renewed
propaganda.
Getting the vaccines to more primary care doctors and physicians, something that we've seen as a very successful tactic with reaching groups with lower vaccination rates in the past few months. 3, stepped up efforts, which is complementary to my last point, to get vaccines to pediatricians and other providers who serve younger people so that adolescents aged 12 to 18 can get vaccinated as they go for back-to-school checkups or get ready for fall sports.
They're going to push the vaccine on your kids going back to school. For your back-to-school checkup, hey, let's just do the vaccine while you're here. Targeted is the key word. Target's keyword, Bob, Darlene, whichever one you are.
4, continue expanding efforts to make the vaccine accessible for workers. Access is an area where we've seen as a challenge, and one where, as we've worked to address it, we've seen increasing rates. So that includes setting up vaccination clinics at workplaces and PTO or time leave that employees can take off to get vaccinated. And finally, expanding our mobile clinic efforts, meeting people where they are, and making sure we're taking the vaccine to communities. Another COVID update this week.
Taking it to the streets. And they are going to be cramming it down your blasted throat. So we have another variant outbreak. Yes, they are going to try to shut you down again this fall. That is the goal. They were talking about it. What, Christine? Talking about what? I don't know. No, they're not. And neither are you. Neither are you. It is the elderly that is in great, great danger of the virus. So Florida State Representative and U.S. House candidate Anthony Sabatini tweeted Tuesday that federal officials knocking on people's doors to pressure them to take the coronavirus vaccine should be treated as a trespasser and arrested. Any federal government employees that goes door to door pushing vaccinations should be treated as a trespasser. He said they should legally classify the door-to-door approach as trespassing and place blanket prohibition against door-to-door government solicitation of vaccines. It's not the role of the federal government. It's unethical for the government to be converting citizens into private healthcare decisions and invading their medical privacy. Biden said on Tuesday during remarks that those who have not been vaccinated, now we need to go community by community, neighborhood by neighborhood, and oftentimes door by door, literally knocking on doors to get help to the remaining people. Dr. Fauci chief medical advisor to President Joe Biden, suggested Sunday that municipalities should begin issuing COVID-19 vaccine mandates. During an interview on CNN's State of the Union, Fauci agreed that the vaccine mandate should become a reality on the local level. Now, I want you to know there was video of this, and now it's gone. It has been expunged. I'm still trying to find it. But the video of this from the State of the Union, from CNN, is gone. It's gone. I've been of this opinion, and I remain of that opinion, that I do believe that at the local level, Jake, there should be more mandates. There really should be, Fauci told Jake Tapper. We're talking about life and death situations. We've lost 600,000 Americans already, and we're still losing more people. There have been 4 million deaths worldwide. This is serious business, so I'm in favor of that, he added. In fact, Fauci foreshadowed what may come in the near future, vaccine mandates, when the Food and Drug Administration gives the vaccine official approval. What? I'm telling you what. They are doubling down. These people need to go. Now, will there be a race? Will there be a race for them to approve this vaccine before the next election so that they can do mandates? I don't know. If the free Uber rides didn't work, nobody else wants COVID. You're right. They are. This is dangerous level where they are pushing it and pushing it. Now they are saying we're all for it. We're just waiting for the Food and Drug Administration to approve it. What are you willing to do? I want to show you this. The CNN medical analysts are taking a hardline approach to COVID-19 vaccinations. The cable news contributors are calling for mandatory coronavirus vaccinations and say that life needs to be hard for Americans who don't get the vaccine. Here is that. Whoops. Hold on a second.
We do at this point.
Whoops.
So now we have the Delta variant.
Let me get this started over again. We got to see the whole thing. All right, here we go.
Really depends on what it is that we do at this point. So now we have this Delta variant that is much more contagious. Because it's more contagious, it's going to be even harder for us to reach herd immunity. We're going to have to vaccinate an even higher proportion of people to get there. What happens then if we end up having another variant developing that's even more contagious, that could cause more disease, that could evade the protection of our immune system? And so how quickly we get this under control and which way we go depends on what we do now when it comes to vaccination, to overcoming disinformation. And what we really need to do at this point is to make vaccination the easy choice. It needs to be hard for people to remain unvaccinated. Right?
It needs to be hard for you to remain unvaccinated. Life needs to be difficult for you.
The opposite. It's fine. I mean, it's easy if you're unvaccinated. You can do everything you want to do anyway. But at some point, these mandates...
Because I live in the United States of America. Yeah, I can do anything I want to do. Yeah, as long as it's within the law. Yeah, I can do anything I want to do. Because I live in the United States.
Places, by schools, I think it will be important to say, hey, you can opt out, but if you want to opt out, you have to sign these forms, you have to get twice weekly testing. Basically, we need to make getting vaccinated the easy choice. That is what it's going to take for us to actually end the pandemic.
All right, Dr. Lena Wen, Max Boot.
Wow.
Max Boot.
So that's what it's going to take, is making life hard for you to not get the, to not have the vaccine. You've got to get it. I know. But you've got to hear it. You've got to hear it right from their mouth because you need to know exactly what they're doing. Here's good news. before we get to the good news, in April, Wynn urged the Biden administration to reopening policy on vaccination status. She said the government needs to tell Americans, if you're vaccinated, you can do all these things. Here are your freedoms that you have. So she's going to do that. Now, this came out this weekend. People who have contracted COVID-19 and recovered should know that the risk for reinfection is very low, a doctor said after the publication he studied worked on. Researchers analyzed records from Curative and a clinical laboratory based in San Dimas, California, that specializes in COVID-19 testing and has been conducting routine workforce screening during pandemic. None of the 254 employees who had COVID-19 and recovered became reinfected. None became reinfected. The big takeaway, if you are not vaccinated and were not previously infected, you have a very high risk of getting infected. 24% of employees over a year tested positive. However, on the flip side, if you were vaccinated or previously infected, your risk was near zero. If you've had it, you don't need it. Oh my gosh. You guys are popping stuff up so quick, I can't get to it all. Vaccines last only 6 to 9 months and require booster shots. Now they're saying maybe not. You may want to get tested. You may have already had it and don't even know it. That's a very big possibility. But their goal is they want to stick you in the arm. They want to give you that vaccine so bad. Why? Why is it? Has anyone ever been sick since this crap started? Yes, I was sick it was like a cold. It wasn't bad. I don't know, Christine. I don't know. But there's something that they must get, that they tried to big scare. Remember, they tried to scare everybody, and we got to here's the vaccine. Ta-da! Negative antibodies already. I don't know what you mean. Go to local Texas Roadhouse. They're making those that don't get the poke wear a mask. Well, you don't have to show your card. Yeah, I got it. I've got the antibodies. Wear a mask. Bogus. Round up and imprison those not vaccinated for the good of the public. Well, that's going to happen. You're going to get a lockdown, first of all. You won't be able to go to work. You won't be able to buy or sell, save you have the mark. Do you hear me? Well, it could be. You can get let me ask you a question, Sam, because I think I used to do this for the dog for red. What was it? For mites. Is that the same stuff? I don't know. No, I think that's going a little far, Heather. I've already had it. I understand that it's been listed. Now, number one, Keith, age. What were the underlying health conditions? Did they die of a heart attack? Did they die of cancer with COVID? That's the question. I'm sorry for your loss, but you know how they've inflated the numbers. I've been tested for antibodies and I've not had COVID. Okay. Many. That is so vague. You are qualifying for a government job. You're qualifying for a government job. That's very vague. 850-771-0049. I just listen. Yeah. Okay. It's pretty cheap as well. Okay, good. Okay, so they've had other, but what age were they? What age were they? I was talking about us here in our little family. I'm trying to see what you were saying. I don't even see anything else. New numbers out on, is that Vaxxers? I don't know. All right. I can't click the link and open anything up, so we'll have to come back to that. All ages above 40. Okay. But they had poor health. I know. Companies are doing this all over, not just Texas Roadhouse. It's happening. Companies are making a list. HIPAA's not even being followed. Make a list. Make a list. I'll go. Yeah, I've had the shot. If you want to see my vaccination record, it's in my safety deposit box with my voter ID. There you go. I've seen home tests for COVID. Don't trust the test to be. Oh, yeah. I want to tell you this now. Really interesting. That's very interesting. No shows deaths issues reported from vaccine. I gotcha. We'll check that out. What's the number? Is there a number, a percentage, or anything like that? So here's the thing. They are going to cram this down your blasted throat. Does it work? Maybe. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying it should be my right to not get it. And if you've had COVID, you don't need it. You've got stronger antibodies than you'll get in the shot. Reported deaths at 9,048. They say all is unreported. You say all is reported to unreported. I don't understand that. Reported deaths at 9,048. I don't know what that means. Rose says, I have high blood pressure, asthma, not taking the jab. Just take care of yourself. Expecting almost, I know. My body, my choice. Well, that's only applies to abortion. It doesn't apply to a vaccine. Oh, underreported. Okay. Gotcha. Let me see. If that works for them, it works for us. I gotcha. But it doesn't apply to this. It only applies to abortions. Well, yeah, we need to check that out. Look, if they ask you for your vaccination card, just say it's in my safety deposit box with my voter ID. You don't have to show, if they don't want you to show ID for voting, because that is racist, to make you show your vaccine card is racist. It's racist. Our own local leaders will do this. Why did they allow the COVID distribution site in our town? Good question. At least they shut that down. Underreported and found CDC was caught removing the deaths. No, that would never happen because that would be wrong. Yeah. You see what we're dealing with. And they're going to come door to door and urge you to take the shot. Distribution site in Milton, it should already be closed down. Am I correct? It should already be closed down. And it only costs you $100,000 or more. I don't know. Oh, my goodness. President Joe Biden ordered a strike force So they have, what was the other, was it strike force before? For the COVID? Well, they're doing a strike force to help curb the crime in Chicago and 4 other cities as homicides skyrocketed over the 4th of July weekend. Chicago experienced its most violent week so far, with more than 100 people shot and 19 people killed. Nice. You guys are rocking. Well, because that's counterproductive. Why does HIPAA go out the window when it comes to COVID or the vaccine? No, you don't. No, you don't. So far in 2021, there's been an increase of 58% in people being shot from the same period in 2019. The strike force will cooperate with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and focus on illegal gun trafficking. The operation will also send teams to New York City, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. All of these are Democratic-controlled strongholds. That has nothing to do with it. Chicago Mayor, Black lesbian Lori Lightfoot, a Democrat, has been under intense pressure to combat the violence in the city. In a recent interview with local PBS station, she blamed crime on a host of issues, not herself. I believe that violence is a manifestation of systemic problems like racism and is a public health crisis. When you see in way too many neighborhoods a lack of jobs, lack of investment, these are historic, decades-long problems that are caused by Democrats. She also blamed the gun crime on surrounding cities and states with lax gun laws. So it's everybody else's fault and not mine. Just saying. Get this. Chicago mayor is with a Caucasian woman. That's because she's a racist. She doesn't like black women. She's a racist. Just saw on the news, they're bringing back COVID testing sites now because of the new variant. She's a slee stack. Little land of the lost. And the lack of leadership, it's been a consistent decades long because Democrats are in control. Don Lemon with the Caucasian man, they spout racism. They are racists. They're racists. A prominent White House reporter says that Democrats have a much thinner skin compared to Republicans. And one journalist even admitted that he has missed covering former President Donald Trump. Progressive journalist Julia Ioffe, who was contributed to the New York Times, Washington Post, and MSNBC, interviewed White House reporters about the differences of covering President Joe Biden compared to Trump. One Washington correspondent for the New York Magazine said Biden's White House has a much more corporate environment where everything seems more buttoned up than the streaking convention that was the Trump White House. It pointed out that Biden's White House has a pre-approved formulated message and pre-approved formulated way to push that message onto the media bloodstream. They now know how to push back and fight over headlines and parcel out pre-approved scoops to people who will write about it the way they want. Another unnamed White House reporter said during the Trump era, with enough effort, you could find out what's going on in the Situation Room. But under Biden's regime, you never get inside the room and hear how this blank is going down. A prominent White House reporter informed Ioffe that Democrats in general have a much thinner skin. This is not unique to Trump, but Republicans never expect a fair shake. So if you cover them fairly, you can have good working relationship with them. Democrats de facto expect you to be on their side and are horrified when you hold them to account as you would any other administration. It goes back to the Obama years. So there you go. They don't like being held account, and they won't answer questions. They'll give you what they want. They'll call on this one. They'll call on that one. You have an approved question. What is your question? Well, you already know what the question is. Careful, people. How much time I got? Okay. 2 Ohio mothers, vocal against critical race theory from being taught at the private school their children attend, are claiming school has retaliated against their children for speaking out about the school's alleged foray progressive ideologies. Andrea Gross and Amy Gonzalez claim that Columbus Academy, one of the most well-known private schools in Ohio, expelled their children after they began rallying other parents against far-left ideologies like CRT and anti-conservative bias. Gross and Gonzalez reportedly led the pro-CA coalition, a group of parents fighting back against curriculum and bias that amounts to indoctrination at Columbus Academy. According to Fox News, the school responded to their activism by having effectively expelled 2 of Gross's children and 1 of Gonzalez's children. In a letter sent to Gross, the school's leaders claimed that the women have engaged in a campaign against Columbus Academy through a sustained and increasingly inflammatory sense of false and misleading attacks on the school and its leadership. Their tuition ranges anywhere from $20,000 to $31,000 per year. You can't speak out against it. They will retaliate. That, people, is tantamount to bullying. I know. We'll go up. The press claimed the Hussein White House was full of crybabies. Yes, it was. No, they took the wall down for the moment. The military's gone. That wasn't up there. That must have just come up here earlier. Because this morning when I was going through stuff, it wasn't up there. Well, I hope it wasn't a black person. You know how it goes. I hope they were white. This is, you'll get a kick out of this. These are 2 shirtless Democratic congressmen smiling while riding camels during a Middle East trip that was paid for by special interest groups. Photos show Democratic Rep. Eric Swalwell, who I thought was gay, and maybe this is a good clue that he is, but he slept with a Chinese spy. Remember that, Fang Fang? He is with Ruben Gallego of Arizona. They're enjoying a camel ride in Qatar along the Persian Gulf. The photos of the trip that took place earlier this year show Swalwell without a face mask. Oh, my. Without a face mask. Photos of the Democratic congressman in Qatar were published by a Business Insider who said the trip cost $84,621. How much did you spend on vacation? Did you go to Qatar or did you go to a state park? Did you spend $86,621 on vacation? Not me. Not me. The camel has a mask. You are correct. The camel does have a mask. Sand dunes, camels, and the Persian Gulf, the caption reads on one of the photos. It was posted on the now deleted Instagram account of Gallego's wife. The photo featured the Democratic representatives with their wives, all of which were not wearing masks on a camel ride on Sea Line Beach. There you go. This is interesting. Get rid of these morons. Super PAC supporting President Biden warns that Democrats could face a defeat in the 2022 midterm elections if they don't campaign more aggressively on Biden's policies. A June strategy memo from Unite the Country, obtained by Politico, raised serious concerns that voters are virtually clueless about the successes so far under the Biden administration. They can't name them. Democrats need to tout the $1.9 trillion coronavirus stimulus bill signed into law in March and do a better job selling the 2 infrastructure plans that Biden is currently trying to usher through Congress. Even among voters who have a favorable view of Joe Biden, there's a real lack of information about the specifics of the Biden agenda. The party in power in the White House traditionally loses seats in Congress during the first midterm election. With Democrats holding the slimmest of majorities in both the House and the Senate, Republicans were already optimistic about winning the power back in Congress in 2022. And the Biden people can't name one thing that Biden has accomplished. Yep. And if they did, Trump will get reelected for sure. This is also very telling. YouTube has deleted the video uploaded by the American Conservative Union, which hosts the CPAC. Says it allegedly violated its terms and conditions about COVID-19. In an emailed statement, the American Conservative Union said its video featured former President Donald Trump's announcement that he would file lawsuits against Google as well as Facebook and Twitter. YouTube issued a strike against the group's account 2 days after the video was uploaded on July 9th. The big tech firm also banned organization from posting for 1 week. As a result, YouTube has prevented ACU from sharing content from CPAC in Dallas, Texas, including former President Donald Trump's speech on Sunday. According to ACU, YouTube said the video contained alleged medical misinformation regarding COVID-19 when it cited the reason for removing the video. The group said YouTube didn't cite any examples that violated its policies, nor will they. As a matter of fact, I would be shocked if this video remains on YouTube. Do we have an alternative to YouTube? Well, I think there are a couple, but I don't know if you can, I don't know if we can do live video like this. Protests in Cuba because of food shortages and rise in prices. Now they are wanting our government to step in and help. I know. Let the Russians help them. CPAC poll. Trump is over 70%. DeSantis. Yeah, we talked about that. We got that first thing. One of the first things. Rumble is one of those video platforms like YouTube, but I don't know if we do live from here. I don't. It's not for certain yet. Has anyone else noticed Jeff Ross is coming back around in local groups? I've not seen Jeff. I've not. All Trump coverage can be seen on the Right Side Broadcast Network. Yes. Fix integrity of our election. Yes. Yeah. That. What are you saying, that there was something wrong in the 2020 election? How dare you? You're spreading fake news. You know what I mean, Rose. I'm being facetious. Because they keep pushing it out. Oh, that's been debunked yet again. But it's not been. It's not been. It's not been. Look. We live in scary times. Now, will the BOCC keep the federal government from coming in and doing door-to-door? I don't know. Will your local government stand up for you? They haven't so far. Will the school board actively get rid of critical race theory in the schools, even if it shows up in the books, and avoid it? And avoid teaching it? I don't know. Can you trust any local government? I don't know. So the sheriff can keep him out, but will he? Will he? Or will he go, oh, that's up to somebody else? That's what he likes to do. It depends on what somebody else wants to do. Go ask your mom. Do you have, besides James Calkins, do you have anybody that will stand up for you? And the answer is no. No, there's nobody on the school board that's going to stand up for you. Not yet, anyway. Presently, at this point, no. BOCC, presently at this point, 1. The sheriff will not. The sheriff will not do the job that he needs to do. Scary times. Ron DeSantis can do it. He needs to pass a law. He needs to get that law with Sabatini and get it pushed through. No, you will not go door to door. Yes. The others are too good. They don't want to talk to you. What is this? According to the sheriff, sometimes you have to do what's best for the common good, which means you need to get the jab. So, look, don't give up. Don't give up. My vaccine card is in the safety deposit box down at the bank with my voter ID. No, I'm not going to go get it. I don't have to show my voter ID to vote. I don't have to show you my vaccine card. That's a HIPAA violation. Who decides what the common good is? Well, there you go. There you go. People, this is wild. Need to be creating a plan to deal with the federal government instead of enacting those noise. Yes. They needed to be doing that, Chance. All right, so here's a couple things. Be prepared for whatever. Now, the good thing is it's hurricane season. That's a good thing because you should be stocked up anyway in case there's a problem. Because I can tell you this much. They want to push another lockdown to force you to get the vaccine. That's going to happen. They want to mandate the vaccine. They're going to get through the Food and Drug Administration. You're going to be required to get a jab. And you don't have enough local government to stand up for you. Oh my gosh! Hey, tonight, don't forget at 6 o'clock at the Hangar. I'm going to be one of the speakers, and encourage you to come out and see us. Also, tomorrow night at the BOCC meeting. Make sure you're there for that. It starts at 4:30. And make sure you've got it written down and speak to power. Answer no questions at your door. Tell them to leave. You are trespassing. And that's the way you handle that. All right, kids, got to get out of here on this Monday. We will see you tomorrow for Tuesday version of Sunrise Santa Rosa. Like the video, share the video, tell your friends. It's not paranoia if they're really after you. Right? All right. God bless. Stay strong.